everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this week's video we wanted to give you a few tips on how to quit your job gracefully and without burning any bridges.
So there are jobs which you cannot wait to quit, and there are jobs which are not so easy for you to leave as you enjoy them so much. However, regardless of the scenario, it is important to leave both of them gracefully. And why is that?
Well, whether you absolutely love your manager and your colleagues or the opposite is true, resignation is really about how you are showing up. Whether you are going to bail on your colleagues or manager or you're going to be helpful.
So let's face it, after you resign, your motivation is not at the highest possible level. Even so, it is a time for you to show them that you are a total pro, and it's an opportunity for you to keep a good reputation. So how do you go about it without burning any bridges? Tip number 1, keep it formal.
So regardless of your relationship with your manager, always have your resignation letter ready, print it and sign. Then just take that letter with you, arrange for a catch up with your manager and talk about it.
If it happens that your manager is not around, maybe they are on holiday for some time, hand in your resignation letter to their manager and inform the HR team as well. You can do it via email or you can do it in person, but make sure you keep it formal as you want your notice period to kick in as soon as you hand in the resignation.
Yeah, you don't want to delay your notice period if they are not around, so you have to keep to that process.
But to show your manager that you respect them and you value them, as soon as they are back, ask them for a face-to-face catch-up and tell them about the reasons for which you are leaving.
And if you have two managers, make sure that you are letting them know both at the same time. This is very important because imagine if you would be in their shoes, how would you feel if you would be the person that would find out about this later?
Tip number 2, the counteroffer.
So it may happen that your manager will not want to let you go. And in this scenario, you have to be ready and prepared for A, what is it that you want to see change in your job? And B, how much money you want to be making. When it comes to money, you have to be super specific as to what kind of figure that I should be looking at. Because if you give me, as a business owner, a figure between 40 to 50, obviously I will try to give you as little as possible because I'm trying to, do a business and have the best value for as little money as possible.
However, if you have set up a mind that you want to leave anyway, regardless of what they're gonna get back to you, so don't waste your manager's time or anybody's time and just be very clear about it and tell them as it is. Don't give them any false hope. I know that it's flattering when the manager wants to keep you, and some people want to use this opportunity to validate themselves, to see how much they could get. But the thing is that it's not gonna make you feel any better because it's gonna feel like, oh, I was doing all this job till late for like less money, or basically maybe I was not appreciated, and you're not gonna use it anyway. So just cut it, tell it as it is, be honest, and honesty always pays off.
Exactly, and don't burn your bridges because you never know when you're going to need that person and in your future.
It is a small world after all, it is a small industry that you're working on. I'm sure in the specific country or the area you might encounter your managers, your team members, so keep that in mind for the future.
Tip number 3, delivering during your notice period.
It might be extremely tempting for you to take a chill pill during your notice period, as you leave in anyways. However, this is the time for you to shine and to show them that you can live as a truly professional person and that you will be causing as little harm to the business and day-to-day operations as possible.
So be proactive. During your conversation that you will have during your resignation chat, suggest your manager already that you started preparing onboarding, or what do you think is important for you to do in order to offboard, and what are the topics that should be considered, etc. Then your manager can tell you do A or you do B.
Make sure that the offboarding document you're going to prepare is as detailed and as easy to absorb and follow the steps you are going to outline in it as possible, as the person who is going to replace you, whether it's going to be a new hire or whether it's going to be somebody being transitioned from another team, they haven't done anything wrong. They haven't caused any harm and they are not to blame. So even if you don't get along with your team members or your manager, just think about it. What if I was the new employee? What if I was this new person starting? I would really appreciate a documented handover and basically just make sure that I can step into the role and be successful at it.
And here again, it's all about how you want to show up. So how you want to be perceived and what your reputation you'd like to leave behind. And consider some industry, and especially advertising that both of us are in, is a very small industry and people talk. So you really want to make sure that whatever you leave on a very good note.
Leaving gracefully and in style gives you a great opportunity to do three things. First of all, to thank your manager, whether you really like them or not. I'm sure there has been a lot of things that they have taught you, and a lot of things or times when they actually saved your butt. So pick those moments because you want it to be personal and you want it to be specific, not like, oh, thank you for all your work, but to pick on those specific moments that you truly appreciate, reflect on it. I'm sure those things are there and you want to share them so you can thank them for their work. Then you can ask them for a recommendation. So whether it's a written recommendation as references, or whether it's a recommendation on LinkedIn, which is going to come really handy whenever you are looking for a new job in the future, or whenever like some recruiters are checking your profiles. These are your credentials, these are your ratings and reviews basically. You want to have them there and you want to have a record of it. You want your manager to basically provide them because it says not only I was doing a good job, I was good at it, but also I left on a very positive note, which is extremely valuable for the future employer. And also, it is a great opportunity for you to give feedback. So if there are any areas or any things you think could be improved, keep it positive, keep it constructive. It is also the time and the place to leave it.
I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Please also share any comments or questions that you might have about resignation in the comment box down below. And we'll look forward to seeing you in next week's video. Bye!